Hello dear friends, I hope you are doing well. Up to now you have learned a lot of things. Now we are going to working on some more items, especially the remaining points on the menu bar that maybe we haven't covered them and they are very important because maybe some of them are important for advanced jobs or you can learn it by yourself, but some of them it is not bad to mention and to have in mind that okay you have such points. But before that I'm going to talk about a little about shortcuts because they are some of them are very useful. For example, if I want to make a copy of this, there are lots of ways. One of them I can select this and right click and copy of this, then paste it. When I paste it, I can right click again and paste it. But as I mentioned, we have paste special. When I paste a special, I can say only value. When I paste only value, as you see, the format is not painted, the formula, nothing. Only this is the way. But if I right click and paste a special and click for format only, it pastes only the format. So this is the format only. Again, if I right click and paste the special formula, if I click on formula only, you see the formula. But this one, if I click here, there is no formula, or only the value. So this is the difference between different pasting special. Right click again, paste special. The next one is conditional formatting. We will work on it. What is conditional formatting? Based on the condition, okay, if you say that if it is, for example, bigger than 5, make it, for example, red, or because it is a kind of sorting or filtering. We worked on it here, sorting or filtering. It is called conditional formatting. It is here on format, conditional formatting. If you see here, you can work on the items. And if I choose the range, for example, come here and choose the range from here, okay, then I will say, for example, if the text contains for example 20, format it, for example, pink if it contains 20, then done. Then for cable and item, then I select this, for example, change it to 20, write 20, for example. As you see, it changes based on the conditional, it shows here. But if this one, if I change it, for example, to 15, you see there is no change here. So based on the condition that you have done, you can change the color. It shows. For example, you have some numbers and you want to show that they are absent, shows red color, or they have not less than average number, shows some colors. This is called conditional format. It is format and here conditional formatting, and you can choose the range. So this is the conditional formatting. If I go here again, choose, for example, go and choose this one. As you see, this one. Okay. Then I say that if it is greater than criteria, greater than, for example, 80. If it is greater than 80, make them bold and also make them, for example, blue. You see, very quickly it recognizes it. And if I change it with the criteria, for example, change it to 150. You see, it removes this one because it is so very quickly. This is conditional formatting, and you can see, okay, what is going in your data. You can run this one. So it is in format and conditional formatting. So I wanted to mention that when you right click, there are lots of options. You can use it for copy. Another way of copy, for example, you can, instead of right click, you can go and edit and copy. Then you can, for example, Control V here, paste. So there are different ways. You can right click and cut, copy, paste, and delete something. Or you can go to edit or view the access to those options. Another way is shortcuts. Now I have selected, I have copied this way. If I want, when I click here and Control V, it pastes the data. As you see here, it pastes the thing. For example, this is the chart. If I select it and click on Control C, then go somewhere and click on Control V, it will paste it here. So maybe the easiest one is the shortcuts. We have lots of shortcuts in Google Sheet, and if you want, you can go to Help and here, keyboard shortcuts. For editing, you can learn if you want, for menus, for formatting, for data, for review, selection, all of them. If you come down, you can, for example, as I mentioned, for print, Control P. For opening a file, Control O. For example, if here I click on Control O, it will open a file and I can access to my files, go Google Drive and select and open them. Or this one, I can select and open it. When I open it, I can work on it. It is because in the Google Sheets. Here we have some shortcuts. If I click on it here, as you see here, the shortcuts. In Google Sheet, the Control space bars select the, for example, if I click here, and you push Control space. As you see, it will select the color. If I select, for example, 3 or 4 or more rows. Then control space, it will select all the columns until down. It will select all the columns. But if I click on shift space, it will select the row. Again, it is the same. For example, if I select some rows, okay, then shift space, it will select all the rows if I want. So this is the way that you can use control space or shift space to select a column or a row or some rows. Control A selects the whole text. It is similar to click here. If you click here, it will select the whole text, or you can very quickly Control A, it selects the whole text, and you can, for example, change the font size or something. If I make bold, all of the items here will be bold. So you can use Control B and format the whole text together. I will make it undo. And tab. If you remember in the formula, instead of enter, you can use tab. And tab moves between the cells. But the shift tab goes back. You see, shift tabs moves back. So tab goes forward, shift tabs goes backward. So this is the difference between tab and shift tab. Control down arrow key. Pay attention. When I am here, pay attention. When I am here and click arrow without control, it goes row by row, goes down. Okay. But if I click control and arrow key, it will go to the next cell that has items. You see, very quickly it will go here. For example, if I am here, okay, click here. Then use control arrow key, it will go quickly to here, not this one. But if I use the arrow key, it will go down, something, arrow key. But if I am here and click control arrow key, it will go to the next item that has items. Okay. Here, if I click control arrow key, it will go end of the document because there is no document here. There is no data here. So it will go end of the document. So this is the difference between control, arrow key, and arrow key. And about the shift, if I click shift and arrow key, it will select, you see, it will select the cells that are in this range. So this is shift down arrow key if you want. And it is similar to control shift down arrow key, only it selects the area and until, because I don't have any data because of the control, it goes until end of the cell. So this is the use of you can work on them. And control home, it is clear. When I click on control home, it will go to the home, the first cell A1. Pay attention. If I click on control N, it will go at the end here, as you see, Z, and for example 981 in the column. The cell number, the cell name is Z981, as you see to the end. If I click on control home, it will go to the first one, A1. And control mouse wheel. It is the same as here, as I mentioned, 3 dots, zoom in, zoom out in the page. You see, it works on the Google Chrome. It is not related to zoom on the Excel sheet. Okay, it shrink the whole page. So if I make it normal, now if I use control, the mouse wheel, yeah, I can quickly, as you see here, make it larger or make it smaller to see the items that are here. So you can work on this if you want, but it doesn't change the zoom in the page. It only changes the zoom of the Chrome. If you want to make it normal, you can come and click here, make it 100. And Control F to find something. For example, if I am here and Control F, here I can write, for example, mouse. If I write mouse, you see, it very quickly goes and selects the word. If I have one of them, for example, it is here. If I write, for example, cut, you see, it very quickly finds cut. So you can find, and it says that 2 of them. The next one I can click, see, one is here, another one is here, cut. As you see, cut. And pay attention. If you click on these 3 dots, you can go to replace. For example, replace cut with something. I can write, for example, with copy instead of cut. And it will replace these cuts with copy. When I replace it, it replaces here. As you see, it changed copies, and here it changed copy. But I made a mistake, I make it undo. And the other items that I have worked in Google Docs, if you want, you can go and see other options in copy and replace. And you can access it in edit, find and replace. If you click here, it is the same as find and replace, or Control F. When you write Control F, it goes exactly to here, find and replace. But it is only for finding. If you click here, it will bring the option for find and replace. And these are the other options that we have worked before. And we have other more shortcuts that I'm not going to talk with them. Only I wanted to mention that there are different ways to working with data. Now it is time to go to the menu bar. Edit, we worked in. This is undo and redo. This is the same undo and redo. Cut, copy, paste, special, move, delete, find and replace. We worked all of them. View, show, as we mentioned, for formula bar. If I don't want to show the formula bar here, as you see this one, if I don't need it, when I'm working, everything is written here. For example, this formula, it shows here. It is good to have it. But if you don't want, you can come here, view, show, formula bar. Okay, click on formula bar. It won't show the formula bar. If you come here and see, oh my God, there is no formula bar that I was teaching, go view and click on formula bar. The next one, show grid lines. This is the grid lines. If you don't want to show the grid lines, you can come here, view, show grid lines. It won't show the grid lines. But I think that it is better to have them, the grid lines, view, show, grid lines, formulas. If you want to show the formulas, you can click here. It will show the formula. Oh my God, this is the formula. It is good, especially in templates that you are working. If there are the templates that you are working here, as I mentioned here, for example, this is this one. When you are working on the monthly budget and you want to know exactly what are the formula it has used, instead of clicking and seeing, you can come here, view, and say show formulas, and it will show all the oh, this is if error formula. This is another formula. You can learn and copy paste. These are all the formulas that if they have used. This is a conditional formula if, and you can see here, and you can learn much better this way. And anytime you don't want, you can come here, show, and don't show formulas, and it will go away. View, show protected ranges. If you have protected here, as I mentioned here, if you have protected, because when you protect sheet, you can protect some range. For example, you say that I don't want anybody change this range. Okay, other range, they can change the name of them, or other places. You can select the range and protect them. We worked on it. Or protect the whole sheet. It shows here, when you come here, view, it shows that where are the protected ranges. It will show you. Freezing, we worked on it. If you want, for example, to freeze the row or column, you can come here, view, and freeze the row, for example, the second row, and it will freeze the second row, this one. When I go up, it will show, okay, this is the book, this is the notebook. It doesn't move with this one. And when I'm going, for example, on the right, you see, I don't know what are they. If I want to keep the column, so go here and freeze second, first column. And when I am moving, for example, I am moving, I know that this number is for Ali, this number is for Valley, something like this on the right. So this is the good way. And if you want to remove it, only go here and freeze no columns, and also view, freeze no rows, and they won't freeze there. Hidden sheets. I don't have any hidden sheets, but if I want, for example, we worked on it, this one. If I want to hide it, I click here, then click hide sheet. It will be hidden, and nobody can see where is it, and even myself. When I am going to access it, I should go view and hidden sheet. It shows that, okay, I have one and I can show it. It is here. Now I can access it. So this is the hidden sheet. We worked on it. This is zoom. This is similar to this one. If you want, you can go here or here, zoom on the. This is full screen. If you click on the screen, it will give the full screen and remove the menu bar, title bar, everything that is gone. To go back, click on escape and it will go back. So these were the items in view. Insert. This is you can insert cells when you click here. Even you right click, we worked on insert cell. You can insert cell, or from here we worked on it. Insert row, it is the same. When you right click, you can insert row above column, or cell, delete. All of them we have worked, so it is not necessary. They are the same columns. Even sheet, you can insert sheet. It is similar to this one. If you click add sheet here, you can click and add sheet. This is the similar one. Pre-built tables. If you click on this, you can use these pre-made tables, but to use them, you should have a free sheet. For example, here it is free. When I go, as you see, it shows, okay, this is the way, this is this one, this is the one, and this one. If I close this one, for example, for customer relationship, I can click here. When I insert, it will be created here. So they are made ready templates, and you can work on them. Again, pay attention. If you want to work with pre-made templates, you should have an empty sheet, then go to insert and pre-built tables. When you click here, then you can access them, then insert and work with them. And when I click here, I have, for example, travel planner. I can use this one or this one, trip budget, then insert. It will be inserted here. Then they are similar to the templates that I showed you here. If you remember the templates, they are similar to this one. So this is the one that you can work with them. The next one, insert chart. We worked on it. It is the same as here, inserting chart, or from here. The next one is the pivot table. This is very famous and very useful parts of Google Sheet. It is similar to filter that we have worked before, or sorting, but it is totally different. If I click on this, okay, it says that, okay, are you going to copy the range? Copy of practice file, the whole idea? No, I can click here and select, for example, from here, seller to here, and I can click OK. Then it says that in a new sheet or existing sheet. If I want to have it here, I can click existing sheet. If I want a new sheet, I can click and create. When I create it, as you see, it is pivot table. It is created here. As you see here, I can rename it, but I have nothing here. I myself should add and compare. It is useful for summarizing lots of data. For example, in rows, in the first row, I can click add for the, for example, seller. It will add Ali, Honey, the people's name here, as you see, them. And I want to compare all of them only based on the book item or other items. So I can come here, add values. When I click on add value, for example, based on the book, when I click here, only it gives the books, and I can compare easily, okay, what is going on. So this is the easiest one. If I want to add something else, I can click on add, and for example, bring only pencils from the last one. You see here, if you wanted to compare, you should cover these two areas, but now easily you can compare book and pencil together for all these people. So this is the easiest one. You can have them. As you see here in the row here, it shows the sum of them. If I want, I can click, for example, say that I want maximum. Which one is the maximum book that they have sold? You see, it shows the maximum book, for example, for chain. For example, the minimum one. If I can click and very quickly access some information, the minimum one. Or for this one, for the book, I can click here and choose, for example, average. The average, it shows the average. For this one, for example, maximum, it shows the maximum. So you can work with them. And if I don't want this one, for example, I can close it. Very easily, you can compare the items together. For example, regarding the sellers, I can in filter, for example, I can add sellers. Okay, then if I want to compare only 2 or 3 people together, for example, Ali with Zari, okay, then I can click here and clear all of them, clear, only click Ali, and then go down and click Zari, and click OK. And only I can compare Ali and Zari very quickly together. Okay, how many books they have. If I want to add other column in value, for example, even I'm going to regarding the bags, I can add bags and it will be added here. So easily I can compare Ali and Zari together. If I want to add somebody else with them, then I can go to filter here and add, for example, Jane. And okay, it will be added here. So easily you can access to filtering, comparing people, the items together. Anyway, so you can use with filter like this. And if I want to see all of them, then I can come here, show 3 items. I can select clear, then select all, then okay, and it will show all of them. And even for this one, for example, if I add another data, add value, add, okay, notebook, okay, 3 of them. I can create a chart for them. I can select them, for example, this one, then insert, then chart, click chart, and it will create a chart for this data that I have created. You see, for all the people, only for these 3 items instead of all the items. Then I can double click here and I work with the chart, for example, make it a pie chart, something like this, if I want, and you know how to work with pie chart. So this is very important part of Google Sheet. It is in insert pivot table. So this is very important, and you can learn more by practicing. When you click on it, then new sheet, then create. Here you should know that only you should add rows that you want and the values that you want, and also adding filter to work with them, and also columns. If you want to add columns, for example, instead of rows, you can work with columns. Put the sellers on the columns. It will put the people here, then adding value, for example, book, it will put it under them, and one by one you can compare them, and you can add the same filter. For example, add sellers and show items, clear all of them, and if I want compare only Ali with Jane, okay, and it will keep Ali and Jane based on the book, based on the columns instead of the rows. You can work with columns or rows, both of them, and work with them. It is a great program to compare the data that you have lots of information and data. The next item is insert image. We worked on it. It is similar to Google Docs. If you want, you can put the picture inside the cell or over the cell. If you click on this one inside the cell and browse and select the picture, for example, this picture, open, it will be inside the cell as you see. But if I click here and then select the same picture inside over, it will put over the cell, and you can easily, again, I can come here, select this picture. As you see, it is over the cell, and I can play with it, use it anywhere that I can select and resize it if I want. For example, make it smaller, or click it these three dots, replace it, delete it, resize it, and do other things that if you want. But this one, it is inside the cell, or it will be acted like the text, and I can, for example, make it center, and it is exactly inside the cell. And if you want to make it bigger, you should select some cells, for example, like this one, and merge them. When you merge them, you can access it, see it much better. So I can select more cells, for example, like this, and merge them, and I can, but it is inside, then I cannot do anything. But this one, I can select and move it anywhere that I want. For example, I can put it here, for example, make it smaller. As a logo, I can use it here over the chart, something like this. But this one, I cannot move it. I cannot do anything. It is inside the cell. For example, I want to put an icon here. I can select this, then go insert and image, and insert in the cell. Choose the same picture. Then this cell, I can make it, for example, center, like this center. It will be here like a logo, a small logo. But if I want to make it bigger to see it much better, I should select the cell, resize it, make it bigger like this. Then it can be visual, and I can see it much better. So this is the difference between inside and over. But in over, you can move it anywhere that you would like. The next item is drawing. If you click on it, you will access, we worked on Google Sheets. For example, drawing a line or shape. For example, I want to make a line. I can click here, then color it, for example, purple, something, then save it. And it will be here. Then it is like an object. I can move it, put it somewhere. For example, if I want to put it here between these two people, and it will be the same, and it is an object. When I want to change it, double click on it, and then I can, for example, resize it, do anything that you want. You can change the color or the size, something like this, for example, then save it. It will be changed. So double click on it, you can access more shapes here. If you click, for example, change it with other shapes if you would like this, then draw it. Even text, if you want to put a text here inside it, you can click here and write a text. For example, it is a test, something like this, and then click here, leave it here. Then I don't want this one, delete it, save, and it will be like this. Then you can click and bring it here, play with it. So if you want to double click and change color, it is not good. For example, the red one, save it, and it will be the same. So this is the way you can work with drawing like pictures. Insert, pick drawing. The next one, drop down. If you click on this drop down, we are not going to work on it. As you see here, it will add data validation rules, and you can change the items. For example, instead of option 1, option 2, you can click here, edit, or here, edit it, and add another item. If you want, you can search on the internet, data validation rule, or the same as here, it is written drop down. And I'm not going to spend time on this for this option. It is not so important. Emoji, when you click on it, you can select the emojis if you would like to add here something like this. And if you want to make it bigger, it will behave like a text. You can click and make it bigger, like the font size, and make it larger if you want, because it will behave like a text. The next one, a smart chip. You can add, for example, email of the people. For people, if I click here, I can add the name of the people, email, their email, and it will add their contact information, everything here if I want. For example, if I go insert and smart chip file, I can add a file link here. For example, anyone comes here, clicks this, he can access to monthly budget. You see, very quickly. And if I don't want, I can remove it. So in insert, you can access files, places, finance, rating, something like this. Comment, we worked on it. It is similar to comment. Notes, you can type a note, for example, remember something, test, and when you click outside, and as you see, it shows that there is a comment here, and you can do the item that you have written. It is similar to comments. And to take the notes from here, because it is always here, you can right click on it, then delete notes, and it will be gone. So these were the items in insert. On format, the first one is theme. If you click on it, as you see, you will have access, for example, for the data that you have, it will quickly, or for the chart, anything, very quickly gives a theme. If I select this one, or if I select another one, as you see, it differs, the colors, everything. If I go down, for example, this one, as I click, everything is here. So if I want, I can change the whole theme of the page. to change the whole area of the page that I am watching, or I can click on customize and choose different. For example, this one I can select the yellow, or for example, for the text, instead of black, I can choose blue. Every text, all the text in the whole page will be blue. For the background, for example, I can choose, instead of white, I can choose, for example, yellow. The whole background of the table will change to this color. So this is the way that you can change it. But I don't want, I close it and also make it undo. The next one, direction of the text. We worked on it here. If I want change to Farsi, I can click here, right to left, and it will change the whole text from right to left. As you see, the row A and column here, 1, 2, 3. This is for Farsi from right to left. If I want, it is similar to this one. If I click it again, it will be like English, or I can go to format, text direction. And this is for writing from right to left, and it is for the text. When, for example, I'm going to write Farsi, when I type Farsi, as you see, it is written from left to right. It is not correct. So I can click here, or I can go format and direction from right to left, and it will correct it. Then when I am typing, it will type from right to left. The next one, number, we worked on it. All the items that automatic number. This each cell has its own character. For example, for the numbers. For example, this is the currency. I can select all of them, then go format and the number. Choose, for example, currency, and it will add $sign. But it is not currency. I make it undo because it is a number. So this is similar to this one, the format, number, and all of them are here. This is to format text, bold, italic, underline, strike through. This is alignment, left, right, center. This is the same as this one. This is wrapping the text. If you remember, we worked on it. When here, for example, you don't see my name is what, because it is inside the cell. Then you can come format and wrapping and wrap. It will show the whole text here. It is similar to this one that we worked, the wrapping. Rotation. This is similar that we worked. If you want to rotate the solved items, you can click here and rotation. For example, rotate like this, and it will rotate it in different way. If you want, you can go and work with them and with different sizes. For example, 45 degrees, something like this. And we worked on it here. Text direction. It is similar to this one. Format. Smart chips, we worked on it. Font size, it is similar to this one. It is not necessary. I don't know why they have added here. It is not. It is merge cells. If you select some cells, if you want, you can use this one, merge cell, or format, merge cells. Convert to table. For example, if you want to this data converted to table, it acts like a table. You can select them and format and convert to table. It will convert it to table, and you can compare them. For example, filter them, come here, sort them, anything that we worked on in the previous videos. And now it behaves like a table. The next one, conditional formatting, we worked on it. For example, if I click here and choose the area, for example, this area, the whole area from here, okay, then I say that if it is greater than, add the value. If it is greater than 2000, okay, change its background color, for example, to blue. You see, it very quickly conditional finds it and change them to blue. Blue is not a good color, for example, this one, and it shows that these numbers are greater than, so it is very useful for a kind of filtering, sorting, and finding very quick information. This is called, and you can work them different sizes. For example, less than, equal to. If you say that equal, if it is, for example, equal to 66, okay, change the color, for example, to this one, and it shows here this one. Any of them. If it is, for example, equal to absent. If it is equal to absent, make it, for example, green. Done. Nothing is absent here. When I write, for example, in 300 absent, when I click outside, it very quickly, it shows that, okay, this guy is absent. So in conditional sentences or words, anything, you can do lots of information. Where is it? It is in format and conditional formatting. I recommend that you come and work with it. Alternating colors. If I click on this, it select the data as you see here, and I can choose, for example, the range. If I want, I myself go and change, and then based on the colors that I change, it changes the data. It is again a kind of customization for finding, sorting, adding. This is for the header. If I want to change the header, it will change the header this color, or this one. I can make it black. As you see, it is not good. So make it yellow, it is much better. So you can work with them, and it is good for visualization and finding information very quickly, like making a table. Clear formatting. It is clear, for example, if I want clear this formatting, this color, something like it, select them and clear formatting. It will clear all the formats, bold, yellow, background, everything. Here, I don't want to have any formatting. I can select and then clear formatting, and it will select and will clear all the formats, the type of the bold, color, anything that it is formatted. So it is for clear formatting. These were the all important items that were necessary to work on them. The next one is data. We have worked most of them, sorting, filtering, all of them were here that we worked on them. So there is nothing, all of them repetition, for example, functions, something like this. And on the tools, there is create new form. This is the form that we will work separate video regarding forms. It is here that we will work on the forms. It is the totally different video. We will work on it. You can watch them if you want. This is the spell check that we have worked on Google Sheets. It is similar to that one. And there is nothing more. Extension, if you want, for Google Sheets, even you can add on, like Zoom or Microsoft Team or other tools. And the next one, extension, we have worked on it if you want, and help. If you want to see more training, you can click on training, and lots of information here. You can find and search about them or search on the internet. And the last one, as I mentioned, all the function lists. If you want, you can search all the functions, all of the functions that are available here. You can find information here on the internet about them. And the shortcuts, if you want to use, we worked on the shortcuts in the previous video. You can click and see what are the shortcuts in different area. I hope that you learned a lot. I know that it was a little complex, confusing, and lengthy video, but I did my best to make it as much as possible simple for you to go forward step by step. I hope that you learned a lot and it was useful. I hope to see you in the next video, learning Google Slides.